Let me ask you something. If positive EV betting is supposed to work, then why do most people fail? Well, think about it. Math is solid and the concept is actually quite simple. Yet, for every bettor claiming victory, there's another one swearing that it's all a scam. So, today's video, we are going to be unraveling the mystery by addressing the 5 biggest misconceptions around positive EV betting, each of which might explain why you're not seeing the results that you want to. So let's dive in. The 5 most common misconceptions that I see are: why does positive EV betting fail for so many people if the math works? Well, again, that's quite simple. Most bettors give up before their first month finishes. My solution to this problem: give yourself at least 2 to 3 months before throwing in the towel. Misconception number 2, sportsbooks don't make mistakes. Well, simply, that's a lie. Multiple books are making millions of lines every single day. My solution: use tools that can help you find quick edges like Daily Grind Fantasy, and you'll be able to see these results for yourself. Misconception number 3, variance is another word for losing. Sure, but that doesn't mean that your strategy sucks, just your mindset does. So, solution: stop being so soft and such a emotional sports bettor. Misconception number 4, positive EV betting isn't profitable. It's just another form of gambling. Well, first off, it is profitable, so stop there. Now, in a way, I can see how it is considered gambling, but also not at all. So my solution: follow me on X and other members in the positive EV community, and you can see the results of how profitable positive EV betting is. Misconception number 5, if positive EV betting works, then why doesn't everyone do it? Again, quite simple. It's because of discipline, and that's it. So, solution: check out this video on how discipline has helped me win thousands betting on sports, but also stick around to the end of this one, and I can teach you how to avoid these mistakes, positive EV betting. So let's break down misconception number 1. Why does positive EV betting fail for so many people if the math works? The math behind positive EV betting is airtight. It is not guesswork. It's probability, and it's as simple as that. But here's the catch: it's a long-term strategy, and most people, they're playing the short-term game here. They place 10, 20, maybe 50 bets if they're lucky, and they lose more than they win, and they're thinking, this doesn't work. But let me show you something. Do you see this? Short term. It's quite messy. Losses here, wins there, but over time, with enough volume, the line smooths out, and those positive EV edges pay off. The sum of it: the more you bet, the less you should stress. The problem isn't the math, it's the people quit before they let it work. And here's just a couple of people who have won using positive EV strategies. So again, it works. Now, if you're wondering, okay, but how do sportsbooks just allow this to happen? Oh, we're getting there. And that's misconception number 2. If sportsbooks are so good at setting lines, how can anyone actually profit long term? Here's the thing to know about sportsbooks. They are good, but they're not perfect. Think of them like a chef at a busy restaurant. They're cooking up hundreds of dishes every single day. Most of them are going to taste great, but every now and then something's going to be off. And that's exactly how sportsbooks work, and that's where positive EV bettors like myself come in. Sportsbooks set thousands of lines every single day. They're going to make mistakes. That's pricing errors, underestimating player performance, or just responding too slowly to market changes like injuries. So there's tools like Daily Grind Fantasy that let us spot these edges faster than sportsbooks can fix them. So yes, they are good, but we only need them to be a little wrong to profit. And here's an example of them being a little wrong on Daily Grind Fantasy. So again, as you can see here, Daily Grind Fantasy is able to quickly scan all of the markets and all of these sports books and completely shoot them back to you. Live updates telling you which plays are the most profitable to be taking. I here am looking at Underdog Fantasy, and as you can see here, some really profitable plays sitting up there in the plus 55% odds to hit, which is really good. So example, Bobby Portis to go over 19.5 PRA. We look across the rest of the market, we see some books offering this at 20.5, telling you that Underdog is likely off on creating this line. Now, when we look at the books that are offering this at 19.5, we see them heavily juiced up to -135, -130, -130, -135 across the board. Underdog, if we were able to throw this in a 5 and 6 leg parlay, we're getting this at -116. Average odds are -144, and we can grab this at -116 on Underdog. So Underdog has incorrectly priced this line. Yes, they spend millions of dollars creating this line, but they do make mistakes. So if you are interested in using tools like Daily Grind Fantasy, I've got a discount code for you. Use the code BENCH to get 25% off of your first month. And I'm telling you, it is probably one of the smartest investments that you can be making. So jump on it. Now, you may have followed this strategy before, or maybe you're going to jump into it and you'll likely plague yourself with this question and feeling like, why am I still losing even though I'm doing everything else right? The answer to that question, you've hit a losing streak. They are the kryptonite of positive EV betting. Imagine this. You lose your first 5 bets, then you lose your next 5 bets, and at this point, you're convinced that the universe hates you. But what you're really experiencing is variance. And that's misconception number 3. Variance doesn't mean that the strategy is broken. It's just randomness playing out. Over hundreds or even thousands of bets, the numbers will work out. But if you stop too soon or let your emotions take over, you'll never make it to the other side. So as I said earlier, stop being so emotional and start placing as many profitable bets as you can. And speaking of emotions, here's a misconception that really grinds my gears. Isn't positive EV betting just another form of gambling and you'll eventually lose money over time? First off, again, stop there. No, positive EV betting is profitable. There is just a certain way to be doing it, and that is the purpose of these videos that I am releasing for you all the time. And again, I've heard this theory way too many times. Isn't it just gambling? Sure, if you mean by gambling, that's just the guessing and hoping, but positive EV betting, it's calculated, it's data-driven, it's a numbers game. Here's the difference. Gambling is betting on a hunch, a gut feeling, or maybe a lucky jersey. Positive EV betting is about exploiting statistical advantages. You're not just hoping, it's math, plain and simple. And the best part, you really don't need to be a math genius to be able to do it. So again, if you wanted to challenge me on positive EV betting just being another form of gambling and it has actually lost people a lot of money, I can combat that with 2 people who have actually found this strategy very profitable and very successful in the way that they have now been sports betting. And you might ask, if that's true, then why isn't everyone doing it? That is a great question and exactly why I'm here. And the answer is discipline. That's it. Positive EV betting does work, but it's not going to be easy. It takes patience to ride out those losing streaks, effort to find the right tools, and the discipline to stick to the plan when it feels like nothing's working. Most people want the instant results. They'll try positive EV betting for a week, lose a couple bets, and then quit. But the ones who succeed, they understand it's a grind, a long game. They stick to the process because they know it works long term. Look, positive EV betting isn't for everyone, and that's okay. But if you're tired of guessing, tired of stressing, and tired of really just doing all of the research to try to be able to beat the book, then now is the time to start. Remember, it's not about predicting the future. It's about letting the math do all of the work for you. So that's really all that I have for you. Hopefully I was able to debunk some of these misconceptions for you. And if you've done some of these or had some of these thoughts and now it made a little bit more sense, then please drop a like, hit that subscribe button as well. And if you have another misconception or maybe some difficulties positive EV betting, drop those down in the comments below and I will do my best to make sure I help you in the right direction. Anyways though, best of luck on your betting adventures and let's beat the books. See y'all in the next one.